I don't know if I will be around in 10 years, but I hope that I will not look like that. But however, I want to give you now the long-term perspective of Virgin Galactic. So here we go, Virgin Galactic still a buy in 2030? Yeah, that was me. This was not a video effect, guys. This was me without makeup. Now I put some makeup on. If you like this kind of intros, make sure to let me know by smashing absolutely the like button. Now I want you to be asked the following question. If you are thinking about the future, do you think about sometimes the past and what actually happened that you can sit somewhere in front of a very mobile device like your mobile phone, or you're sitting in front of your computer and can watch me on a flat screen while I'm sitting in Dubai and you're sitting maybe in the US? This is crazy, right? And you know, exactly this kind of technological advancements are happening always and all the time. Now, let's go a little bit back in history. I mean, the last big one was definitely the, invention of the engine, right? I mean, engine in very general terms, because we have obviously the flying part, the airplane, which resulted actually from the invention of the engine, as well as the car, right? And then you had also the train. So everything came back to the very, very general terms that you put something inside an engine, it burns, and then it creates some movement, and then you can power things up. And this is actually what was a huge invention, and therefore we had a tremendous industrial push throughout the whole world, the globalization, and so on and so forth. Now, after that, I believe the big new thing on the block was definitely the internet, right? I mean, look at how big the internet became, from very normal, simple internet sites where you can purchase something, to blockchain, to e-commerce. I mean, huge businesses created on the back of the internet. And the internet will still be an industry that will change our lives and will keep on changing our lives, because on top of the internet thing, there will be put on top some really interesting parts of the business, right? Like, for example, social media. Social media is, I think, a new wave, and we are just getting started, right? With all these influencers going on, they're getting maybe roles in new movies and so on. So I think, this social media thing is a really big one, and, e-commerce was a big one, Bitcoin is a big one. So all of that is really interesting. And I think the next few things could be definitely sustainable energy. Okay, if we can change our grid to have really sustainable energy, this would be fantastic for our planet and our species here on this planet. Then obviously we can really think about that AI will change things. Okay, so the invention of the computer, which then on top of that was the internet born. I think this is important to know, that we are really getting better and better in computing power, which allows us to create something like the Tesla autopilot. But this will also develop in an AI that might be dangerous, or can be, or even will be dangerous for us. And I think this is a huge industry that some of this, if we control it right and use it right, I think this can bring us so much forward, because we can have answers real quick to very hard problems, right? If we just know, hey, we want to go from the Earth to the Mars, these are the conditions, AI tell us how we should build a spaceship, for example, right? So the AI will tell us exactly what to do. That's why it's so dangerous, because if this technology is used against us, then we are basically screwed. However, I think also that space industry will be huge. And why it will be so huge, let me tell you about that. So why is it that the space industry is so important? Well, first of all, from a humanity standpoint, you need to understand that this is only one planet, and if something happened to this planet, we are screwed, okay? So it's important for humanity to go outside the planet Earth and to settle and, you know, spread all over the universe in the Milky Way. On the other side, it's a very, very fast growing, very hugely growing market. It is estimated that in about a couple of years only, we having the space industry growing and inflating into a multi-trillion-dollar market, guys. Can you imagine that? I can just think about only a couple of other markets that are so big, like the real estate market or the finance market and so on. So space can be really, really huge. And that's why we are coming to the third point, which is, you know, Virgin Galactic is exactly touching into this industry. So it's so unique and so early that it's, again, very, very amazing. Because think about it. Do you remember when you actually, you know, downloaded an MP3 and it took you like half an hour? Well, then you were early on the internet. If you remember that Twitter was only for some hipsters in Silicon Valley, if you remember that, well, congratulations, you were early. If you was the first one to watch with your friends a movie with the right DVI-X codec, well, then you was early again on the movie on computer industry. So as you can see, you know, there was lots and lots of new technologies that came out that you could be early on and therefore could make fantastic investment decisions. And therefore, I'm super happy that this is something that we can invest right now, and it's just in the very, very beginning, guys. And if you want to have and be on those top of those new investing ideas, then make sure to click the join button, because in the join button below you will get all the informations that are important to join in one of 3 tiers. The first one, the golden one, is to support the channel. The second one give you already access to our Discord chat where we talking 24 hours about stocks and the market and exactly this kind of ideas. And then on the third tier, it's even one-on-one with me. We can email and text on, you know, as much as you want, and we can talk about your topics. And this is the closest thing that you can get me as your mentor. If you're a beginner or a pro, doesn't matter, you know, we will go this together. And I think this is something very, very valuable, and it's less than your time-consuming Netflix subscription. Okay, so think about it and press the join button below all the videos. Now, concludingly, for the space industry, we are still in baby shoes, okay? Very, very, very much in baby shoes. This is just the beginning of a huge industry. Imagine we are going to go to other planets, okay? This means a whole new economy need to be built up into space. We will have soon the first moon base. We will have people on the Mars. We will have people, you know, using this satellite business like the Starlink by Elon Musk. And, you know, I think that, you know, you are maybe underestimating this. And this is okay, because so many people are underestimating things, especially if you are new to these technologies. You might think, well, how does work and what exactly can we do with it? Exactly like people thought about the internet, right? Even the CEO of IBM, one of the biggest computer company in the world back then, said, you know, he thinks that we will have maximum 5 computers worldwide. So let me tell you in the conclusion not only why I think that Virgin Galactic stock will benefit from the space movement, but also the whole industry. So first of all, you have now a big picture on the space industry, but it's very important if you are investing long-term into stocks to understand what is the competition, not only, you know, in the business wise, but as a investor, you know, what are my options to invest into a company? You can invest into SpaceX, but you need to be accredited investor. You need to have a net worth of at least $1 million in the US and so on. So it's very hard to invest into SpaceX or other ventures that are private. Now, on the public side, we have, you know, very, very less companies that are working into the space industry, and this is Virgin Galactic. And therefore, if people saying, you know, I want to be part of the space business, even though I don't believe in the point-to-point time travel, or I don't believe in space tourism, but still I want to have shot in this growing industry, I still have to buy Virgin Galactic stock. This is investing 2020, guys, okay? Don't think about only about the business, about the team, about the management. There's so many different points to understand why a stock will go up, and therefore make sure to understand this very, very carefully. I will repeat. You don't look only into the financials and the management and the business. You also look how the people will find the stock and what are the competition for the stock, okay? Is there maybe a better stock to invest when it goes to this kind of experience? No, there isn't. Is there any big competition into the space industry? No, there isn't. So therefore, this is a huge bull argument for Virgin Galactic, guys, and I hope you understand it. If not, let me know below and I will explain it to you. Or maybe, as I mentioned earlier, join our Discord. There we discuss these things very, very often. Now, this things said, I hope you are ready for the takeoff of Virgin Galactic stock.